Not only does Credenza turn Outlook into a practice management system, it can also turn Outlook into multi-user practice management. Information about your professional practice can be shared with one or more other Credenza users, while personal information in your Outlook remains private. Everything on your files can be shared, from emails to calendars to documents, so that you and your colleagues can work together more effectively. Create a team by going to the Credenza menu and selecting Options. Under the Team tab, check the box, I would like to work in a team. Then click the Configure button. This wizard will help guide you through the process. I'll set up my own team here, and I'll show you what happens on other computers as well. As the creator of the team, you are responsible for all licenses for everyone you invite. Now decide if you want to enable web documents in your team. This enables your team to share documents on your files using the Internet, a very powerful feature. If you enable web documents, you'll need to choose whether you want to automatically download shared web documents or only download them when they're opened. Downloading them as you use them is usually more convenient, unless you frequently work without Internet access. Finally, choose the contact management settings that best suit your practice. For example, prior to setting up Credenza, you and a colleague may both have the same person as a contact in Outlook. You need to decide whether when it synchronizes, Credenza should leave a duplicate version of that contact in the other user's Outlook, in case your colleague had information on it that you did not, or if it should overwrite it so that there is only one contact with consistent information for you both. Click Finish to create the initial team database. Since it is stored in an online cloud, the information in your Credenza needs to be uploaded. This can sometimes take a while. You'll be notified when the upload is complete, and then you can invite the other team members. Now that the central database has been created, you can invite the other team members by clicking the Add Members button. Simply type in the email addresses of the members you want to invite, or select their email from the contacts lists and wait for the other users to accept. Members of your team will appear in the box below. It's important to note that when other users first join my team, all their Credenza data will be overwritten by mine, since I am now the owner of the team. So it's a good idea to get people joined to your team as soon as they start using Credenza. Note that I am also now responsible for paying the license for all users in my team. This is shown in the license panel, where the License Now and Cancel Subscription are now disabled for the other users. Now that the team is set up, everyone will have the Credenza information that they share synchronized. You can set up the interval at which the synchronization takes place in your preferences. Every time you sync, you'll see the progress on the Credenza icon in your taskbar. Credenza teams allow you to set up groups of members so that you can set access to certain files by group. If a file is assigned to a group, only members of that group will see the file or any of its associated items. Under Options, go to the Setup tab and select Modify Groups. Click New and name your group. If you want the group to be password protected, check the Restrict box and then enter a password. This prevents others from assigning themselves to the group unless they know the password. Note that you cannot delete a group when there are members in it. To manage the groups that you are in, go to the Preferences tab and select Sharing Options. Unchecking a box will remove you from a group, and checking a group will add you to it. If it is password protected, you'll need to enter the password to become a member. You can also choose the default group selection for your new files. Once you are in a team, files are shared between the assigned users. Any changes one user makes are put into the Credenza of each other user on the file. This means that all the different types of activities on files are also shared. So for example, you can see emails others send on files, appointments they have on files, or tasks they are working on in files. Or, of course, you can assign them to tasks or other things on files. To help you see who is responsible for what, lists of activities on files have a name column to indicate who the owner of the activity is. The groups we created are all in the drop-down list under the Collaborate section of the Details tab in a file. When you choose to assign a file to a group, the box will show the names of the users who have access to this file. Files can also be marked as private, so that you are the only user who can see a file. Or you can assign files to everyone on your team if you want. When working in a team, the timesheet list includes a name column to show whose time it was, and there is also an added filter at the top of the list to sort by name. In Teams, timesheets are assignable. If my assistant creates a time entry for something that I do, they can choose my name from the Timekeeper drop-down list that now appears at the bottom of time entry windows. If my assistant will never create time entries of their own, and always for me, this function can be automated. They can do this by going to the Credenza menu, Options, and then pressing Time Entry Options. Under Automation, an option to select who the timekeeper will be will now appear. When using Credenza in a team, the phone call list also includes a name column to specify whose call it was. And again, there is an added filter at the top of the list to sort by name. If I take a phone call and want to assign someone else to do the callback, I have the option to select another user after selecting Callback Required. That user will see in the phone call list that they are required to do the callback, even though I created the phone call. A shared calendar is available for all the users in the team. Any appointments you have related to a file will show up on your shared calendar. If my assistant wanted to create an appointment for me, all they would have to do is create an appointment on my calendar and associate it to a file. Note that any appointments I have created and have not associated to a file, or are on a private or restricted file, are only available to those with the appropriate permissions. You can drag and drop an appointment from your own calendar into another user's calendar if you wish to reassign the appointment to them. If you don't want to view other calendars, you can just uncheck the box next to their names. Your tasks and notes that are associated to a file are also shared. You can choose whether to view your own tasks or anyone else's tasks by selecting their name in the left-hand column. To assign a task you created to another team member, just drag it out of your list and onto their name. This also works with notes. The Web Documents folder allows you to save your documents to a folder in secure online storage so that everyone on your team sees the most up-to-date version of your relevant documents at all times, no matter where they are. This is a great way to share documents with your colleagues without having to deal with email attachments. Teams are not binding. You are free to leave a team whenever you wish. To do so, go to the Credenza menu, Options, Team, and uncheck the Work in a Team box. You will be asked if you are sure you want to leave the team, and reminded that you will become responsible for your own license. To continue, press OK. The rest of the team will be notified that you have left. If you are the owner of the team, unchecking this box will dissolve the whole group. These subtle but powerful features allow you to use Credenza collaboratively with multiple users by sharing your information. To learn how Credenza can be personalized, not only for your practice, but each user, watch the Customizing and Setting Up Credenza tutorial next.